us in different ways. And I would like to point out that as bad as physical abuse is, emotional abuse can also be worse. It's damaging. It is not something that I will wish on my worst enemy. Because like you rightly said, you can easily show the mark but when there's no physical mark, how are you able to communicate and say this is what I'm going through?
Going on.
And especially for somebody like my case in point that is light in complexion, was always looking well dressed.
Exactly.
So
okay.
Like you have a car, you're driving, you look very robust and very plump, and people just expect to say, you at least Osha and provide. So Kiwani, like how they say it, but you know you are dying. You know that there's something wrong. And up until the point where your body breaks because emotional abuse is that bad.
So let me ask, how did it first happen? What are the things that happened that were like that were like strange to you, that made you feel this is, or did you actually know? Did you actually figured it out that this is abuse or this is abuse, or you were thinking that but yeah,
that's the first point of it. When you are unaware of some certain things, when you do not trust your intuition and know that this is a problem, there's something wrong here.
Yes.
Because Molly, remember as far back as 2010, at some point in the relationship, so everything was screaming at that. Like from the early point of the relationship, it was very, very tumultuous. There was a lot of things that were like, how are you in a relationship that 90% of the time is arguments over unnecessary things? He was so insecure. There were so many red flags. Be kuma block àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó jọkùnrin, kó máa show me, tó bá pè mí tí máa miss call ẹyọkan, ó lè pè phone yẹn títí phone yẹn máa fi kú. Àbí wàá ní láti máa ṣàlàyé pé bye. So it went on like that and it went on like that, and it was getting very terrible. You can talk to friends, you can go out with friends, you can't, until I do not trust my intuition. That's one thing I want to say to anybody listening.
So on that one, let's bring in the issue of gaslighting, because when we use the word gaslighting, a lot of people don't understand what it means. Even the people doing it feels like, why do you keep saying gaslighting? What did I do? So tell us. I'm sure you have told me that gaslighting was part of the experience. I want people at home understand. I want them to understand what gaslighting really means as a form of abuse.
Gaslighting, that's the worst form of abuse. When you know that this thing is true, you are sure that this is what I saw, or this is how I felt, and the person is telling you that no, it was just in your head, or the person is looking for a way to turn it around and use what they have done,
or your
reaction to what they have done. And then you begin to question it. Okay.
Exactly.
But no, you know what you said, and you said it in the most expressive way possible, like manner. And that's the thing. You're not even saying it out of disrespect. You're even maybe crying and saying it and pointing these things out. But this person is making you feel like, but it will get to the point where you begin to doubt your own self.
Thank you very much. Now, this afternoon we want to look at, why do victims stay in abusive relationship? You already know that this is abusive, this is toxic, but they still stay there. A lot of people had come up with, because I'm a human rights lawyer and I deal with a lot of people like that, some people will say, kilo not duro she 10 years, kilo shembe. People are very quick at pointing fingers. They are very quick at judging a woman who is still, or a man who still remain in that relationship. They feel like, no, before kid will not share, lo she man no, or more. In fact, as a matter of fact, I have heard of a situation where this a lady was saying to another person and was saying that oh yeah, Kiga were very grateful. Talk about no gun because it take a long time ko to bimo. Oko yen de dúró tì. Ó dúró tì. So to ban go through by oh yeah, ko wa grateful ni. So now a lot of reasons ni àwọn tó ń go through violence shame remain in it. What are these reasons? What are the reasons that make people who are being abused remain in the abusive relationship?
Well, my first answer to that question will be that abuse doesn't start as abuse, especially when it's emotional abuse. Physical abuse only bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ikọ́ tí orí ẹ̀. Next day á jẹ́ ìfọ̀tí àbí àbàrà. But emotional abuse, it doesn't start off as abuse. So it's like it will start gently, control, criticism, guilt tripping, and you will now always be the one at fault because that abuser never takes the blame for anything that goes wrong. So gradually they are saying that they will draw attention, they will withdraw. Yes. And you just be like because I used to say that partner me, and everybody knew that I was the one that was the exactly. I am more expressive, but this person was so quiet. You will not believe that this person could hurt a fly. But I was the more expressive one. So he was preying on that. So Ati told me, as in he would have done very, very horrible things to me. And the moment when I want to react, is that reaction he will now amplify. In fact, in his words, he will be like, mo pe tí kíní ẹ̀ bá ti jẹun sí lórí, tí kíní ẹ̀ bá ti jẹun sórí ẹ̀ báyìí, bó ṣe máa wù wá nìyẹn. And you're like, ẹ gbà mí. Kí ni nǹkan tó ń jẹun sí mi lórí, like, you have been doing this to me.
So when all of this were happening, did you immediately leave? At this point, let me quickly tell our listeners that our lines are open. If you want to call in, you want to join in this conversation, you can call us on 0704-700-3969 and 0704-700-2969. Bí a kì í tún pè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 0704-700-3969, 0704-700-2969. So back to you. When it happened, how easy was it for you to quickly say, "Well, me shema monlo," or it took you time?
I left after 14 years.
What?
So you can see how long it took, because like I was saying, it doesn't start off as abuse. This person will come into your life and show you a side of themselves. So when it started gradually happening, the isolation, the withdrawal of affection, the blaming, the criticism, the guilt tripping, I was always trying to go back to the person that I met in the beginning. The person that felt like I was the air that he was breathing. The person that was ready to move the heavens and the earth to be with me. You understand? And so I kept on trying. Like, but yeah, I was telling myself, like, but this was not the person I knew. To change by seeing me, and I was trying, but no. Apparently, that person that I thought I knew in the beginning was never there.
Okay, let me also chip in that sometimes this may not even be your own reason for staying. What's on me? Only Javi immediately automatically abusive acting yet on. One a gift wa. Wọ́n bẹ̀bẹ̀ wọ́n kúnlẹ̀ lómi àti tún máa sunkún pé èṣù ni ìwà wa máa rò pé mo dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ o ó yá mo ti dáríjì jẹ́ ká tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ again. Ẹlòmíì reason tó tún ṣe ń dúró ni wípé ó mo máa rò wípé the society will judge me. Mo ti fẹ́ kọkàn rí mo kúrò ń bẹ̀. Mo ti fẹ́ lòmíì ìyẹn náà tún dàrú ṣé wọ́n máa kà fún mi ni jẹ́ kí n dúró. Ẹlòmíì the fear is that wọ́n mọ̀ pé most times tí ẹlòmíì ti tó bá jẹ́ pé abuse don't go through is the one that is violent or aggressive, be only or injury or something, somebody may just be afraid of retaliation. If I leave this person, they may kill me. This is another reason why people stay in abuse. So I just want our community to hear that we cannot be quick to judge people when you see them in this situation. As a community, you have a function, a responsibility to first of all look out for safety of anybody going through gender-based violence, particularly domestic violence. You should not join the queue of the people Thomas pe Ọlọ́run ló mú or kí lòun náà dúró ṣe ó ti gbá kan kí ló tó ń ṣe ń dúró síbẹ̀. You have a responsibility to help, to be a support system first, because you never know why they are afraid to leave. Now to the next question I want to ask you. So when you now decided to leave after 14 years, how easy was it for you to quickly get help or support?
Well, I would like to say that in my case, I was very blessed because you as the victim, you are not seeing it, but people on the outside can see. That's why I really applaud what you just said, that as a community, do not be quick to judge. Look out for these signs. So I had siblings and very close friends that were looking at it from the outside and being like, this is not what a marriage should be like. This is not what a relationship should be like. So it took me time. They were saying, get out of this place. Get out of this place. But I was hoping. I was praying. And there's this thing called the trauma bond. Because sometimes he would just come and just do the very beautiful things.
Like he used to do before.
Like he used to do before. And you would just relax and say, okay, it's getting better now. And all of a sudden, it just feels like this person has pulled the rug off your feet again.
You look like a circle.
It was a horrible, horrible circle. It was up until the point where I needed to start seeing a psychiatrist.
Do you know that some people will say that, especially in the community of maybe the South, they will say, what's the big deal?
Exactly.
Even our mother and grandmothers, they go through
that was
more.
What was
what's the
me.
big deal?
Thomas and the thing was that this one was an excellent provider. I did not lack anything. And in fact, it was when I summoned up the courage, because this was about to take my life, that I left, that I knew some things. For example, that was when I knew that a 12.5 kg cylinder, you can afford to fill whatever amount you have. I never knew that before, because I was well catered for. I was well provided for. You understand? So it was just like, when you say these things to people, they'll be like, after all, he's providing now. He's providing. And you're looking like, is that what a marriage or a relationship should only be like? So people were judging based on that. But I knew that I was falling sick. For me, support was very, very fast. Immediately the day I made up my mind that no, I'm going to die here if I don't leave here, I picked up my phone and I called my brother and I said, I'm ready to leave. And he said, I will fund the divorce.
We have been waiting for you.
Like himself, my friend, my sisters, they had to call themselves that. Did you hear what Munkwe said? We need to hold her to this word, that she's not going to ever backtrack on what she has said she's about to do. And so I got support. I was lucky.
Thank you.
I was lucky to get support from family.
This is a point where I want to mention it to our listeners, that if you are a family member to anyone to go through abuse, ẹ má jẹ́ ká rò pé a sọ fún ẹ náà kó tó fẹ́ bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn a wà lára àwọn tó sọ fún ẹ pé òun kò yan burúkú ni, so nísìnyí face it. No, family is family, irrespective of the wrong choices we may have made at any point in time of our life. You have to stand by, show indeed that you are a family. And secondly, I also want to let you know that for anyone going perpetrating abuse, whether you are a woman or a man, it's a crime. See, abuse in family is not a family matter anymore. Forget those days that people go and report cases and they will say, police will tell you that, a family matter. No, they don't do that anymore. We have the law, the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law of your state, and it's an act to any state lower, that if anybody is found guilty of any of the acts provided for in that provisions, and one there is the criminal liability, so on any fine. So it's not a family, it's not a civil matter, it's a crime. Prosecute the same offense, violence. So please let us arm ourselves with this information. Then secondly, if you're also listening to us and you need help, you can get help. There are so many human rights organizations that you can go to. You can report at the police station. you can make sure that you don't you want it, because ìjọ tó bá ti sọ pé o fẹ́ help by ìjọ ìlú máa receive help, but tó bá ti ń dákẹ́ tó bá ẹlòmíì wà tó fẹ́ àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ help ẹ, àwọn tó sọ àlẹ́ fẹ́ help ẹ ṣùgbọ́n wọn fúnra ẹ ò tí ì fẹ́ help ara ẹ ó máa continue. So but if you also need us to help you at Saving Cross Justice Foundation, come to Oxygen FM 96.9. And if you don't know how to get there, there is a number you can call, 07047004969. Just text us on that line or call us. I need help, oh, I'm going through abuse, oh, we will help you there. And next week, I must saw important conversation on protecting children from abuse. Next week, protecting children from abuse. But before that time, I just needed to put this information out. You can call 07047004969 for help if you need help. They will direct you to how you can reach us. Now, lastly, I also want to arm you with strategy that you can use. You know, if you are going through abuse, you cannot just quickly go like that. If you are a man or you are a woman, you have to do something they call secret strategy. Secret strategy means get all your important documents, your passports, your certificates, everything that important to you. Pack them and keep them with somebody that you trust so much. With that, it will help you to live the day you want to live. Mo de tún máa sọ fáwọn èèyàn ẹ má fi gbogbo ọwọ́ mẹ́wẹ̀ẹ̀wá jẹun. Ẹlòmíì tó bá ti marry tán báyìí ó máa kàn dára sílẹ̀ ni kò ní ṣiṣẹ́ kò ní ṣe nǹkan kò ní savings. Ǹjọ́ tí rainy day pàdé tó bá ní láti sáré kúrò lójú wàhálà wàá tó bá rówó ó máa dúró síbẹ̀ ni ìyá dẹ̀ máa continue. Eléyìí jẹ́ fún ọkùnrin àti fún obìnrin. Ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ lọ́sàn-án kò ń ṣe pé à ń gbèjà àbí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún obìnrin nìkan. Abuse ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọkùnrin náà tó jẹ́ pé àwọn tẹ̀ lówó sí wọn kì í lè sọ̀rọ̀ síta. A ò ní rí jù báyìí lọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí o. Gbogbo nǹkan tá ti sọ mo lérò wípé àwọn tó ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa ẹ máa mú lò dáadáa. This is Justice Table, where every voice matters, every right counts, and every person deserves safety and dignity. And before I leave you this afternoon, I want to encourage that be a watchdog for your neighbor. Be a watchdog for your neighbor. Don't wait until you are dead or until you are also invited to a burial before you take step. Make sure that you are your brother's keeper, you are a neighbor's keeper. Open your eyes and make sure that we do what we need to do as a family. I am your person, and I will see you again next week, Wednesday, same time, by God's grace. Protect yourself till then. My name is Emilia Oluwaseun Folajuwon Banjo, and this is Justice Table.